Greetings everybody and welcome to the Armourer. My name is Victor. Again, I'm joined by Blue, and today we're looking into one of the semi-finals for the Bulgarian Road to Nationals that took place in Plovdiv. We're watching a match against Dromai and Iyslander.
Yeah, so Dromai is starting first, he's the higher seed, and he's going to start with a billowing mirage, pitching a red in order to create an ash. And then he's going to use the furnace, pitching another red. Yeah, creating 2 resources, and he's then going to use the ash.
Dromai.
Yeah, and Dromai turn 1 is, or at least should be, very devastating for
especially for Iyslander.
Yeah. So yeah, Dromai is going to basically say like Iyslander no longer has an ability, and the price that Andrew has to pay is no arsenal, but that's like a relatively small price for what Dromai allows him to do.
And I'm guessing Dromai is gonna die this turn straight away.
Yeah, it's quite possible, but this is a blue Etherized Vein, and he's going to have to use his Metacarpus nodes immediately.
Ooh, that's a very early Metacarpus node.
Yeah, and that's the power of Dromai, more or less. Like, he forced him to use them, otherwise Iyslander's turns become very, very slow and just bad value overall. Andrew is just going to take the 2 arcane damage off of the Waning Moon. He's going to start his turn. Yeah.
That is the best snatch.
Yeah, it's a very telegraphed use of Snapdragons as well, but I don't think that matters when he has a full hand, right? He will be able to pay for any frostbites if Vency decides to give them. Yeah.
Yeah, and a very nice sink below here, just in time from Vency.
Yeah, sink below. You really want these sink belows exactly for snatch and does the
Blaze Headlongs. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Blaze Headlong is vanilla damage, so you can afford to take it, but taking a snatch or like having to use your equipment to block the snatches very uncomfortable for Iyslander. So we're going to see Flamecore Awakening searching the Phoenix Flame. And at this point, Andrew can gather quite a few resources out of nowhere, right? He can use the Furnace, pitching the Phoenix Flame, getting 2 more resources. But seeing how Vency did not play his Arsenal card up until now, it's probably not a blue ice card. Here we see the Blaze Headlong as well. No answer for that, and he's just going to pitch the Phoenix Flame to create resources. Yeah.
And Vency just takes the damage.
Yep. He now has an arsenal together with, I believe, 3 cards in hand in order to try and return the damage. So it's going to be very interesting what he kept up, and it seems like Ether Vein, Ice Wither Vein, red, so it's going to deal 5, and Andrew will have to pitch 2 cards in order to pay the 2 resources, and then he's going to take 2 from the Waning Moon.
Waning Moon, yes, but I was going to say the gap in life totals was quite huge. Oh, there's another red snatch.
Yeah.
So what I was saying, that the gap in the life was relatively big, so Andrew can afford to take damage.
Yeah, but he can't do that forever, right? Like, at one point, Vency is going to be able to deal like 10 damage at instant speed in a situation like this. And yeah, here we see Andrew just going for a snatch, but there's now no threat of
the Snapdragon Scalers, so it just leaves with 2 cards in hand.
Yeah, and Andrew, I mean, Vency is just going to take the damage and then answer by Imber to Scalding. Which should be for 4, I believe, because it's the opponent's turn, and I'm not sure what the helm is, but I believe the helm is the arcane barrier 1.
The arcane barrier, yeah.
Yeah, together with the mids, he prevented 2 arcane that turn. Now we see a simple CNC, which catches Andrew on a card in Arsenal. He'll have to donate 2 cards to the CNC, basically. And at this point, the game looks very good for Venti, right? He managed to stop the aggression in a way from Andrew. They're playing basically 2 cards each.
And the thing is that Blaze Headlong,
Yeah.
I think it had go again, but the card in Andrew's arsenal obviously cost something, so he cannot play it.
Yeah, but here we see Scar for Scar coming in with go again because he's at lower life, obviously. But the interesting thing is that Fancy saved his entire hand for that turn, so it's probably going to be white. We see a...
I think it's an E-Strike in his hand.
Yes, an E-Strike in his hand. And like the thing here for Andrew is, if he decides to take all of that damage, he gets dangerously close to the point where Iyslander will be able to just...
Tom Strider's turn.
Yeah. And here we see the E-Strike. Seeing that he has... I believe he has like 2 more cards.
So it should be E-Strike 5 go again?
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, it is 5 go again.
Take
and
5
he's just...
damage.
Oh, he's just going all in with the Findle's Fighting Spirit, getting the +1. And yeah, that's what we...
swinging for 7. That is a very, very huge turn from Venzi. That's why he kept that many cards and took damage.
Yeah. It's very funny how like the wizard character who's known for doing arcane damage suddenly goes for a 4 go again, 5 go again, 7.
Well, that's the new style of Iyslander, and that's the build that everyone's playing at the moment.
Yeah, and we see why.
We see in Yendorai.
Yeah, we see why they play it, right? It was like very, very effective. And even though he starts with like lower life, he has the tempo now in a way, or at least the life lead. We see a Snatch Pitch for Yandorai. Yandorai attacks. I believe I saw 2 E-Strikes in Vence's hand, and it seems like another Fighting Spirit. And that's the thing, like this version of Iyslander has quite a few poppers. So it's matchup against Dromai. Yeah.
Right, so that's an E-Strike for 5 go again?
I believe it's for 7, because he blocked with a popper, put 1 card on the bottom and he wants to have an arsenal.
Right, so it was 7 and there's the double block from Andrew.
Yep.
Andrew swinging back with Reek the Embers, creating 3 Ashwings. This is going to help a lot.
Yeah, he finally has the Arcane Barrier necessary to block the arcane damage. But the question is, how many blues does he have in the deck? On the attack of one of the Ashwings, we'll see a Polar Blast. So I believe he'll have to pay the Frostbite, which is going to be fine for Andrew. I mean, he has the resources. This will not stop the attack from all
Exactly
Ashwings.
This turn it's perfect because he pitched the blue one, yeah.
Yeah, but that means he will take more damage off of the Waning Moon.
As he comes for 3, he took it all, leaving him with 1 resource. Probably has something he wants to play.
Maybe, or he just forgot.
Well, he's wondering about something.
Okay, they resolve that. And here we see
Kafka without go again.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But I guess, I mean, it's still 4 damage, right? It's still...
It is 4 damage, and obviously Venti's gonna arsenal a card that will come back to bite Andrew later.
Yeah. Like, the general amount of damage you can output with Iyslander is about 10. So, Andrew
and
is
another devastating
close.
play. Temai hitting the board.
Yeah, Andrew really needs that Temai to stick on the field for a few turns in order to try and return the tempo to his side. Here we see that before the Temai resolves...
In response, yeah.
We want to see an attack with
and a
Iyslander
very lucky
specialization.
ward 4.
Yeah, it's very, very crucial. But now he has 2 Frostbites. Not sure
And
why.
the card in hand.
But like he does not need to attack there, right? He exhausted like 2 cards, or like was something like this off of Andrew. Off of Vence, excuse me. But
Which is quite enough, and
yeah,
here we
turns
see
out that
Dromai
he had the
leaving.
popper.
Yeah,
And yeah, very, very unfortunate that he did not manage to stick the Temai. Now we see a Dromai being flipped.
which might help Andre a lot, because currently he's on the back foot, and he's trying to get back.
Yeah, we have seen quite a few popper off of Venci, and this is going to help with the poppers. But it will not help with his life total currently.
Indeed.
Here we see a sink below.
No sinking. Oh no, he will sink a card.
Yeah, he will sink. Then he's going to use a Channel Lake Frigid before the second attack. Which makes a lot of sense, right? He wanted to use the sink below in order to freshen up his hand, maybe remove a red that was breaking him.
Yeah. And things look quite nice for Venci as it is. Channel Lake Frigid is a huge board presence.
Yeah, it's a huge pain in the ass for Iylanders. Especially for Iylanders, for Dromai, especially
For
if he does not
Dromai.
get.
Because
Yeah.
the red line, yeah.
Turns out he has no blues in hand, and he's just going to decide to just go to Arsenal. And Venci, I believe he has like 2 cards remaining, and he's going to just pitch 1 to use the Coronet Peak. He does not care about the Coronet Peak effect as much as he cares
just
about
saving
yeah,
the
saving
Lake Frigid.
the lake. This means that Andrew's turn is also going to be quite bad unless he has a blue in hand, which is very unlikely, and we have seen him pitch 2 blues already. So he's going to just go for the step. And we see the immediate
And
scene
then,
below follow-up.
Yeah. He's probably wondering if he wants to sink a card or not.
Yeah. And I believe he would choose to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the question is Venci going to be able to keep the Channel Lake Frigid for a 3rd turn, essentially? And another thing is that, yeah, I believe he will be now that he pitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'll go,
Pitches Polar Blast for the Aetherized Vein.
he's going to show an ice card and then pitch the ice card for Waning Moon later.
So things worked out quite well.
Yeah, here we see Sand Cover trying to prevent the damage off of the Iron Weave, Ice Weave.
And I see an Ice Bolt in Venzi's hand, and he's gonna...
Yeah, he's then going to go for
Aether.
Waning Moon.
Yeah. Andrew pitches for Furnace.
Yep. Yeah, okay, so basically what they try to do is Venci tries to deal 4 arcane damage, Andrew tries to block 4 with the ward, Venci tries to use at instant speed the Waning Moon in order to remove the ward, but Andrew paid off the 3 arcane of the Waning
Through
Moon.
the Furnace.
Yeah.
Yeah, through the Ash Wings.
And I
there's
believe
the Ice
Andrew
Bolt.
said that he wants to end his turn, so he passed the priority and we see the Ice Bolt. And together with a Tunic counter in order to present the Waning Moon as well, I believe.
At the beginning of this game, life totals were going quite rapidly, and now they slow things down, but at this point, I think Venci managed to push through a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's the thing about Channel Lake Frigid in a lot of Iylanders matchups, is that you kind of slow your opponent down a lot with Channel Lake Frigid, but you, on your side, also do not push that much damage. Like, all it does is it allows you to kind of set up a situation where you're on the winning side, which we see right now, right? This is Channel Lake's last turn, but the previous turn Venci managed to deal 6, I believe, with like Ice Bolt.
And here we see a Ravenous Rabble. That's gonna be for 4, go again.
Yeah, and I believe this Channel Lake Frigid should not be on the field.
It should go, and it goes, and Venci feels quite comfortable at this point because 15 to 6.
Yeah,
after he's taken 4 damage.
Yeah, I believe he's just going to take all the damage, wait for Andrew to drop as much of his hand as possible, and then probably try and go for the kill. Yeah. And I guess Venci's thinking on like should
he's calculating damage. Yeah, here's the blue Emeritus Scolding going for 4.
That's quite a lot of damage. I mean, Andrew does have the Arcane Barrier needed, but like, does he have the cards for it? Probably not.
I don't think it will be enough, no.
It's very unlikely. He's going to pitch an Asvolite to block 1, but he takes 3. And at this point, kind of like Waning Moon presents enough damage to kill.
Vent's taking all the damage from the Ashwings, waits for the second Ravenous Rabble, and I think now is the moment where he has to...
Yeah, I believe... I mean, maybe Venci does not have a 3 damage Arcane card in hand, but that's very, very unlikely. And I believe he should have 1 resource floating off of pitching for the Emeritus Scolding.
And Andrew only has 1 card in hand.
Yeah. I believe the one thing that Venci has to be worried about right now is actually another ward card and or another +3 life.
Yeah, Sigil of Solace or another ward will be huge.
Okay, and here we see the full hand of Andrew and
he survived.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess Venci did not have the arcane damage during Andrew's turn.
Yeah, he did not have the juice.
Yeah, and it was because he had a Wounded Bull, so he's now going to go for Wounded Bull, which is for 7, which is like quite a lot by itself, right? It is, 7.
But looking at the Dromai on the board and the Ashwings, if he doesn't have something to put in Arsenal for next turn, this doesn't look so good.
He won't have something to put in Arsenal, but
because we're gonna see the Furnace going here.
Yeah, and then I believe he needs to put like 2 more cards.
But the Storm Striders are up and running.
Yep. And I guess that's the point, right? Just attack him, exhaust as much of your hand as you can. And then in order for him to attack for lethal, he will need to play another red, so that's like 1 more card out of the hand. And at that point, you can probably even go like Storm Striders for non-damaging instant just to trigger your Waning Moon, and it will be a kill.
And it will be enough, yeah.
So, like, I guess Andrew's only option right now is just for Pence to be very unlucky. And I guess Andrew can still have Sigil of Solaces, but right now it's a little risky to play the Sigil of Solace, right? Because on the stack of Sigil of Solace, your opponent can just kill you before it resolves.
Yeah, if you're playing that one, you're waiting for your opponent's turn to be over.
Yeah.
And I see another Lake Frigid in Vence's hand.
Yeah, but we also see Ice Wither Veins, which
should be enough.
Yeah. Okay, we see a block 3. This may give some hope to Andrew.
So now while you play Shriek the Embers, I think it's the window for Vence to react. and that is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
Popping the Storm Striders, coming in for
a nice bolt for 3. He's going to be able to prevent 2 of it, take 1, and
then follow
Waning
up
Moon. Yeah.
with a Waning Moon. That's it. Thanks guys for watching. See you at the next one.
Bye bye.